This is an HP ProLiant ML150 G6 server I was given. Long story short, there was a volunteer job I helped at, and they basically inherited some building, and in it was a bunch of old junky Cisco network equipment, such as some firewalls and some network security appliances or whatever, stuff I'm probably never going to use, stuff that I'm probably just going to haul off to somewhere to get scrapped. And then there was this server, an HP ProLiant with, as you can see, it's kind of newer. It has LGA 1366 CPU sockets, actually two of them, you know, the kind you saw with the i7s, the original ones, a DVD reader, and a few USB ports. On the back here, I'm going to take a look around at the back and see what there is. A bunch of expansion slots, one PCI Express X16, mostly I think PCI X4, and I think a PCI, just a PCI slot. And over here you've got the keyboard, mouse ports, a bunch of USB ports, two network ports, and a video port. So I'm going to hook this up, power it on, and see what it does. So I've got the cables hooked up. Let's plug it in and hope it doesn't explode in my face. Here goes nothing. Okay, lights on the power supply. This thing has some light. Holy shit, it's gonna explode. Look at the bubble wrap behind it. It was blowing. But now it's calmed down, so I know that it's at least performing some part of the post right. Let me remove the controller. HP ProLiant. It's got some life in it. Look at that nice, powerful fan. It's just blowing that thing like hard, like it's just blowing that bubble wrap like it's crazy. I have no idea what this machine's okay. It's playing with the fans. I'm gonna control delete this so I can see if I can get into the BIOS. Wow, that's a nice fan. It sounds like it's going to explode on you, or that something's not working, but it really blows you away. And that's what I love about these servers. They don't play around whatsoever. They don't. They absolutely do not play with you whatsoever. You plug it in, even though this is lightweight. This sounds nothing like my HP 9000 does, which sounds pretty quiet compared to this big, beefy Xeon. Okay, what's the key to get in? F2, delete. Nope, I have no idea what the key to get into the BIOS of this machine is. But now it's running pretty silent. So the RAID array controller's booting. Now I know why I couldn't get into the BIOS. BMC responding, BMC SEL is full. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to hit F1. Oh, so now I got into the BIOS. Let's see what this has. E5504. So this is a quad-core, 2 GHz quad-core Xeon. Post F1. delayed. Okay. System date. The date's right. It's in efficiency mode. There's which is best performance per watt. And there's also a bunch of other stuff, but as I can see, I can enable virtualization. I'm going to enable that because I'll probably use it. Active processor cores. What is C state? I have no idea. Chipset. It also has 8 gigs of RAM. So this is pretty, like, average for its time, but my computer had 8 gigs of RAM in 2009 too. SATA control RAID. Primary master, CD-ROM, I/O device. Whatever. As I can see here, here's all this stuff. I think this is probably for the fact that, well, I can even set BIOS serial redirection in case I use stuff like Linux. And when I save and exit, oh wait. And that is how you know you have a server and not just a workstation. Because this is what servers do. They rev the fans up. I mean, I thought like PS3 had jet engine fans. And then I tried this server. An HP ProLiant. Now, I'm going to deban this hard drive. I'm just going to wipe everything on these hard drives. Just because the people who last owned this machine could not do that. But, once I wipe them, as far as I know, these are SATA hard drives. As you can see by the fact that it says SATA RAID controller. 2 logical drives. So 250, 500, 500. This is much better than that old Pentium 4 server I was given a few years ago. So what OS is this booting? Server 2008 or R2. I don't know which one it is. Black screen. Taking a while to boot, but install must this is an old install. I have no idea whose server this was. Oh yeah, the volunteer place I was at, now that I remember, this place closed and they inherited the building. And now I've got a free Xeon quad core. If I had like the time, I could probably slap another quad core in here and have 8 cores. Of course, I'm guessing they probably are not cheap. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if they cost a pretty penny, especially because these are Xeons. They're not just ordinary consumer i7s or either i7s or, let me think. Yeah, i7s or i5s or i3s or whatever. These are nice Xeons, and this thing's taking a while to boot. Hard drive lights locked on. I think I'll wait a while. Probably because it can't detect the network and it's screwing Windows up. I'll come back in a second. So this has Small Business Server 2008, which if you don't know is basically like the small business version of Windows Server 2008, which in turn was the server version of Windows Vista. Unsurprisingly though, I heard much better responses to Server 2008, partially because it came out later in Vista's lifespan, but also because Prefetch or whatever that thing's called was disabled, so it wouldn't eat up as much RAM due to the fact that it was running on a server and not a desktop. But of course, I think I'm just going to reinstall Windows anyway, after I wipe the drive with DBAN or something, because this is extremely goddamn slow. I mean, holy crap. This installs okay, finally. And I don't even know the password, most likely. So yeah, I'm going to reinstall it. After I wipe it, of course. And there you have it. A free quad-core 8 gig RAM server. And the best part is it's not even that heavy for the size.